Hey Astro Kids, and welcome back. And in today's video, we'll be talking about the horoscope for March 2023. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. Before we start, just a quick disclaimer. I am using Vedic Sidereal Astrology. So if you are using Western Tropical Astrology, make sure that you are taking away 23 degrees so that you have the correct interpretation. Also, this horoscope will be according to your moon sign or your ascendant sign. This will show you the most accurate results. The ascendant is all about your life path and the events that will play out for you. The moon sign is having to do with your mind and how you are perceiving things through your emotions and your physical body. So these are the most important points to see in your natal chart. The sun is your soul. So the soul is something that is hard to capture and that is deeper than this physical experience. So you want to see this horoscope from the ascendant or moon sign. So if you look up on the screen here, there are the dates of the transits that are happening during the month of March. And our first major transit here will be a full moon in Leo. This will take place in Purva Falguni. And Purva Falguni is about the union of polar opposites. This is a highly creative energy that is about procreation, that is about the enjoyment and entertainment, fully immersing yourself into the creative experience. And so this is an excellent full moon for any creative talents, abilities. Those of you who are entrepreneurs, artisans, this is an excellent energy for completing and cultivating your talents and abilities. Following this, on the 11th, we will see Venus entering into Aries. This is a very polarizing position because Venus is the ruler of Libra, which is sitting directly opposite to Aries. So we have two opposing energies that are coming together in this Venus-Aries. And this is going to make this a very intense energy. And this especially is going to be very intense at the beginning of this transit when we are going through the crossover from Pisces to Aries. This is going to fall under a Gandanta zone. So right before this transit of Venus and Aries and into the beginning part of this, between Revati and Ashwini, we have this karmic knot, this Gandanta zone. And this is where there can be some challenges and obstacles related to your relationships. So you want to be very careful about your decision making during this period. As Venus moves into Aries, though, this is an excellent time for romance, for devotion. This is a very intense, passionate position of Venus in Aries. This is all about being honest and telling it like it is in your relationships. Aries is a very direct and spontaneous energy. You want to be careful, though, about jumping into new relationships immediately. Again, as this is a very impulsive energy of Aries. So you may find that you are getting into relationships too quickly and not getting to know the people that you are connecting with. So this is definitely an area where you want to take your time to actually get to know people for those of you who are single, getting into new experiences. Following this, on the 12th, Mars will finally re-enter the sign of Gemini after being retrograde for some time now. So Mars coming into Gemini here is a very interesting combination. Mars and Mercury are not exactly friends with one another. Specifically, Mars doesn't find a good connection with Mercury. So this can cause a lot of disturbances. Mars coming into Gemini is a very abrupt energy where there can be a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of impulsive decision making. So you want to be very careful about your decisions, thinking everything through thoroughly before jumping into new situations. This definitely is a time where you want to focus your energies constructively, as this changeable Gemini energy can scatter this Martian energy and determination into various areas of life. On the 14th, we will also see the Sun entering into Pisces. So Sun in Pisces is an excellent position. The Sun is friends with Jupiter, which is the ruler of Pisces. As the Sun comes into Pisces, this is moving into the dark zone, where this is all about going deep underwater into the spirituality, into the mysteries of life. And so this is a time of deep reflection, of going inward, of really connecting in with your spirituality. This is excellent for meditation, for any kind of spiritual practices that you are getting involved in. Sun in Pisces is also a very creative energy. This is excellent again for anyone who is involved in entrepreneurship, any kind of artistic fields. This is excellent for your creative expression. Following this, on the 16th, Mercury will enter into the sign of Pisces. Mercury is debilitated in Pisces, but Mercury is not completely weak in this position. When Mercury comes into Pisces, there may be some communication issues coming up during this time. You want to make sure that you're taking your time to make sure that you are clear in the way that you are coming across in your conversations. Mercury coming into the sign of Pisces, though, can give you a great deal of spiritual wisdom and knowledge. This is an excellent time of cultivating your spiritual practices and any kind of studies that you are getting involved in. Following this, on the 21st, we will have a new moon that is occurring also in the sign of Pisces. And this will come under the nakshatra of Uttara Bhadrapada. Uttara Bhadrapada is a very deep nakshatra that is all about getting to the depths, understanding everything at the deepest level. So this is about deep analysis, about deep spiritual devotion. Here in Uttara Bhadrapada, this is the point of renunciation, of going into the cave and gaining this profound level of wisdom. So here, as we have a new moon in Uttara Bhadrapada, again, this becomes an excellent month for your spirituality and wisdom to develop here. During this new moon, this is a great time of letting go and surrendering, letting go of old attachments that no longer serve you and moving towards something brand new. So very transformative time coming into this new moon. Our last major transit here in the month of March will be Mercury entering into the sign of Aries. Again, Mercury and Mars are not exactly friends. Mercury, though, coming into the sign of Aries can create a lot of restlessness within the mind. This can definitely be a time where you're more assertive in the way that you are communicating. You want to be careful, though, about being too pushy, about being too much of this aggressive force of trying to move things forward, especially in the area of business. You want to take your time to make sure that you're looking over all of the details. Now, Mercury also will come into a conjunction with Venus, and this will create a yukta yoga, which is excellent for creativity and artistic expression. So once again, this whole month of March really is centered around this creative expression, this movement towards creativity, imagination, spirituality, really coming into this creative energy. So the major transits here are going to take place in the sign of Pisces, along with Aries. We're also going to see Mars moving into Gemini, and this will have a huge impact, especially for those of you who have Mars ruling over your Kendra houses. Along with this, once again, Mercury moving into that Aries sign, giving us a ton of energy mentally to be more active, more assertive in this area, but being careful of not being too impatient and rushing over those important details. For those of you with a Taurus moon or Taurus ascendant, we will see a full moon here in your 4th house. And so this is definitely a time where you are thinking about some major decisions around your home environment. For some of you, you may be thinking about moving at this time, or you may be in the process of moving or making some major adjustments around your home environment. There's something big to wrap up in this 4th house area for you. For some of you, you're also finalizing some conflicts and issues within your home environment. So you may be at a point of being able to lay things out on the table and come to a solid conclusion in this area. As the full moon comes into this 4th house, this is definitely going to heighten your emotional state. So you want to make sure that you are in a space of peace and that you're taking care of your own needs. This 4th house being all about your inner peace. We're also going to see your ruler Venus, which is moving back into your 12th house. So this is definitely going to take you into deep contemplation, into isolation. This is a little bit of a more introverted period for you as Venus comes back into this 12th house. And this is excellent for any of you who are artisans, entrepreneurs, those who have creative talents. Venus coming back into this 12th house gives you some deep inspiration and incredible focus in this area as this takes you back into isolation. You do want to be careful though, because Venus is your first house lord, along with your sixth house lord, directly relating to your health, coming back in this 12th house of losses. So you want to be careful about overindulgence and any sort of addictions, habits that can affect your health negatively. This is definitely a time of letting go of some old habits that no longer serve you, as this sits directly from its own house. Mercury, of course, will be joining up with Venus in this 12th house as well. So once again, very good for your studies, for your creative talents and hobbies, especially with Mercury ruling over your second house. Mercury really is going to give you an incredible speaking ability, an incredible ability to write and to use your skills and talents in this area. You do want to be careful though, because your second house lord is coming back into the 12th house. So once again, being careful about overindulgence, about expenses building up. This is a major time to pay very close attention to your health and your security. We will also see Mars, which is moving here into your second house. So you do want to watch your speech as Mars pushes forward into the second house. And again, these health concerns coming up, Mars in this second house can definitely get you involved in overindulgence. This is a placement where you want to be very careful about what you are taking into your body, as well as what you are putting out through your words. So this is a very intense transit here as Mars comes into this second house. This is definitely going to put a huge focus on your security. You're thinking more about your finances at this time. And as Mars aspects over to the 8th house, you can get some good results as far as your finances, but you want to be careful here, because this 8th house is all about sudden ups and downs. So be very careful about risk taking and risky ventures as far as investments. You also want to be careful here with your studies as well. Mars as an aspect over to your 9th house can make you very impulsive in this area, where you become impatient with a course and seek to leave this area. So you want to weigh your decisions wisely around education. This can give you a lot of determination and willpower to move towards the goals that you want to see. This can also make you very adventurous at this time, where some of you are thinking about planning for a vacation as Mars is aspecting over to this 12th house. The sun will also be transiting through your 11th house. So this is an excellent time for your friendships and social circles. As the sun is ruling over your 4th house coming into this 11th house, this can give you a great deal of opportunities, especially in the area of property and vehicles. Again, some of you thinking about moving or changing locations at this time. You do want to be careful though around ego issues related to your friend circle, as the sun can burn through this 11th house. We will also see a new moon entering into your 11th house as well. So new opportunities for gains coming in, as well as new friendships that can develop in this area for some of you.